A wife came home early and one day, a wife came home early and found her husband in their bedroom making love to a very attractive young woman. Naturally, she was very upset. "You are a disrespectful pig," she cried. "How dare you do this to me? I'm a faithful wife, the mother of your children. I'm leaving you. I want a divorce right away." The husband replied, "Hang on just a minute, love, so at least I can tell you what happened." "Go ahead," he sobbed, "but they'll be the last words you'll say to me." So the husband began, "Well, I was getting into the car to drive home, and this young lady here asked me for a lift. She looked so down and out and defenseless that I took pity on her and let her into the car. I noticed that she was very thin, not well dressed and very dirty. She told me that she hadn't eaten for 3 days. So, in my compassion, I brought her home and warmed up the enchiladas I made for you last night. The ones you wouldn't eat because you're afraid you'll put on weight." The poor thing devoured them in moments. Since she needed a good cleanup, I suggested a shower, and while she was doing that, I noticed her clothes were dirty and full of holes, so I threw them away. Then, as she needed clothes, I gave her the designer jeans that you have had for a few years but don't wear because you say they are too tight. I also gave her the underwear that was your anniversary present, which you don't wear because I don't have good taste. I found the sexy blouse my sister gave you for Christmas that you don't wear just to annoy her, and I also donated those boots you bought at the expensive boutique and don't wear because someone at work has a pair the same." The husband took a quick breath and continued, "She was so grateful for my understanding and help that as I walked her to the door, she turned to me with tears in her eyes and said, 'Do you have anything else that your wife doesn't use?'" And that was the day the husband became a bus driver. Haha, I'm the bus driver. Thank you. Turns out a girl at work has the same one. The same unused penis. Unused by the wife apparently. We are all talking few stuff, aren't we? BRB. Sending this joke to my wife. If I don't update, somebody please attend my funeral. Grabs the meat scepter. The meat dagger. Honestly, it just popped right into her. Walked up behind her and it just popped right in. True story. The only thing funnier than the joke is the irony of person after person complaining that it is a repost. Who cares? It was new to me. Do you go to fireworks shows and stand there yelling "seen it" at everyone until some parent punches you in the mouth? Well no, they would yell, "I've seen it before." They aren't directors of a play. The lesson here is, if you don't fuck your husband, someone else will. Same goes for wives too. My wives don't have any complaints. They are not allowed to. If I was giving the lady everything my wife doesn't use, I'd have nothing but my car, bathroom vanity, and some credit cards left. I'd only have my hobby stuff and my vehicle, unless you count her riding in it as using it, and by riding in it, I mean in the passenger seat, when we are going somewhere. If the jeans, shirt, and underwear fit the young thin girl, then the wife must not be much bigger. IJS. Right, but point is that the wife isn't using any of it because she's spoiled or stuck up. It doesn't need to fit her. She's literally homeless. It's funny because it's simultaneously a joke and a legitimate nightmare for many committed and / or monogamous men. If they don't fill your needs, do the dirty deeds, like getting a divorce lawyer, or not marrying to avoid this problem. This is a concern. I will say that continuing to date and flirt with your wife helps. Why would someone give their sister-in-law a sexy blouse? Dude, people are insane. When I was 8½ months pregnant at 35, my mother-in-law gave me a refine leather miniskirt. Don't ask me why. She always seemed upset I never wore it to Walmart or the Piggly Wiggly, since those were pretty much the only places I went besides work. A wife came home early and figured out that her husband was making love to a repost. Producer 35. That is goddamned hilarious. My wife would say the same thing to me right now if I was at home. So the wife has a white collar job, cares for her children, makes an effort to keep physically fit, has her own opinions, and her husband is cheating on her with some unemployed gold digger that can't take care of herself. I think I'm on the wife's side here. One day, a henpecked husband came home from work after buying a winning lottery ticket. As he came in through the front door, his wife already complaining about her day, he holds up the lottery ticket and says, "But, I've got great news. I just won the multi-hype lottery. So, get the kids, and go pack your bags." His wife, suddenly elated and excited, begins to laugh and cheer. "Oh, sweetie. I'm so happy. Where are we going? Should we pack for Europe or the Bahamas? Maybe Sweden?" The man smiles from ear to ear, having not seen his wife this happy in almost 10 years. He takes her keys from her purse, and as he drops them in his pocket, begins to shred her credit cards with scissors, and says to her, through tears of joy, his voice cracking a little, "I don't." She holds his hands and stares deeply into his eyes. He finds his strength and starts again. "I don't give a flying fuck where you go. I just want you, and the kids gone, before I get back from Las Vegas, because I'm probably going to have whores with me when I sell this dump for pennies on the dollar to support my new drug habit." 2 weeks later, his wife and kids are living in a mansion off of her divorce settlement, and the man is crying alone in his empty house because he heard a bad joke once that made him think he could stand up to his wife, when, in reality, he was suffering from spousal abuse and never made it to the car before his wife curb stomped him. Let this be a cautionary tale that abuse has no gender, and that pansies need our help too. Peace. I don't really get the joke. His cock. His wife doesn't use his cock. Use, as in his wife, and he doesn't have sex. So when the girl asked if there was anything else his wife doesn't use, he decided to let the girl use his cock. In other words, they started having sex. The subtext here is that his wife doesn't use all the nice things she has, and so he is giving them to someone more deserving. That includes his cock, for the purpose of sex. Get it? Esh. Wife is difficult to live with, and doesn't appreciate husband. Husband is an asshole for cheating, and not communicating problems, letting wife think everything is okay. Homeless woman did the dirty with married man. On the other hand, if a guy had found his wife was in bed with someone, either he had taken a baseball bat and smashed the couple, asked a kid/servant to murder the couple and throw bodies in pool, or pushed down a refrigerator on top a guy hanging down the balcony below. It's a joke. Don't read more into it. Baby boomer humor is disgusting. What do you mean? I find them distasteful. The jokes tend to just make fun of the wife either killing her, killing your spirit, or staying with her in misery. Like no one is forcing you to stay with the women, but you should have respect for her or leave. I don't see the humor in making fun of your life partner that you chose. All I get out of this is that a husband needs to do a lot more than make some damned enchiladas to make a woman horny. I guess he's unemployed too, as he needed steal his wife's belongings to pay the prostitute. He's clearly not afraid of divorce, as she seems to be the breadwinner in this household. Thanks for watching this video. If you already subscribed, thank you very much. Public daily new videos, you can check previous videos.